SuperSport's spectacular SA20 coverage takes you right into the action. SuperSport's broadcast of the SA20 is proudly brought to you by pineapple.co.za.
It is sold out in the capital this Saturday. Hello and welcome to Pretoria as the home team, the Pretoria Capitals, host the Sunrisers Eastern Cape in an exciting return fixture in front of a packed house. The Betway SA20 has taken South Africa by storm, and have a look at that. Fans excited for more red-hot action. And will they be able to catch a million today? Hello, welcome. Good to be with you again. And can you believe it? We've had sold-out crowds across the country for this exciting tournament that has really reignited the passion for cricket in the Rainbow Nation. Time now for the toss out in the middle with Mike Hazeman.
Okay, we're all set for the toss. I've got the important gentleman alongside me, Jacques Full, CEO of Titans. I'd like to have him here as well. Barry Lamson, the match referee, Barry, and the two skippers, of course, Aidan and also Wayne. Right, boys, who's got the coin? Wayne, you got it? Tails is the call. Thank you, Barry.
And it's a tail.
It is a tail. Okay. Right, Aid, just explain to our viewers what you're going to do.
Yeah, we're going to bowl first again, Hazy.
And why?
I can't see the wicket changing much. It looks quite a good wicket, and generally in Centurion you want to chase, so we want to know what to chase, and then we can put our minds around that.
How have you reflected on your first game?
Yeah, we weren't up to scratch, unfortunately, but it was the first game for us, so all those nerves and butterflies and all those sorts of things were out, and identified areas we'd like to get better in, and hopefully this afternoon we can do that.
So it's a matter of a couple of days. You've got to come out firing. You've won the toss. That's important. Is this a situation where you want the leading players, the experienced players, to show the way?
Yes, definitely, especially up front in the game. You want to set the tone, and you look at your experienced players to do that. So the boys are certainly up for it. It's now about just executing out there in the middle, and hopefully that's good enough on the day.
What about your team?
I believe someone's just pulled up injured. I'm not quite sure who. But one change for sure is Mason Crane is going to miss out, and we're going to play the extra quick in Brighton Cars.
Okay, so we'll have to keep an eye on what's happening. I saw your coach scrambling here very briefly, so that's happened. We'll have to get an eye on that in a sec. Thanks for your time and good luck.
Thanks, Hazy. Thank you.
Wayne, had you won the toss, what were you going to do?
Probably a little bit undecided, so not the worst toss to lose. But I think still it looks a really good wicket. It always easier at Centurion, so batting first doesn't really concern us.
Okay, so you hit the blocks very quickly in the first game. You've got to be pleased with the captain.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think just to see the guys adapting, really. Obviously, it's a different surface down there in PE, so coming here as well, it's just about assessing it early on and obviously just sticking to what the guys do really well.
We hear that talk about adapting to various surfaces around the country, and yes, they are different. I mean, how difficult is that?
Yeah, I think obviously in other countries the wickets play similar in most cities. Here in South Africa, when you come inland versus the coast, there is a bit of a difference. But these guys are experienced enough to obviously assess and play accordingly.
What about your team?
We've got one change. Sen Mutasami is out and Michael Pretorius is back in.
Just one final question. You must look at your lineup and say, gee, we got most bases covered here.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's the tricky part, is obviously fitting our full squad into 11 guys. But I think the importance of that is, as we kind of go through this competition, we're going to need everyone. I think it's going to be very difficult to just rely on 11 guys, and obviously conditions might dictate that. And everyone's been on board with that as well.
Good luck.
Cool, thanks, AZ.
Right, the New Zealand Medal Sunrisers have won the toss, and they've elected to bowl first. Righto, let's go and have a chat to Chris. Chris has played at this venue for some 7 years, so he's very experienced, of course. We're going to have a chat to Chris about the decision for starters, the Sunrisers looking to bowl first. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like Wayne said, I think it is a little bit of an undecided pitch. I would probably prefer to have batted first in a day game at SuperSport Park. Maybe squeeze the batters in the second innings and get runs on the board. So I don't think it's going to change much. But if you look at the pitch itself, it's very hard. This is the first game in the tournament. Yeah, the last game actually that was played on this actual wicket was back in December. So I think it's going to be a pretty good wicket. I don't really think it's going to change, but small ground, thin air, it's going to be a run fest in my opinion.
Someone gets in, there could be some damage, could there, at this venue?
Absolutely. I mean, and you've got a lot of firepower in both teams to clear the boundary. And what I do appreciate about SuperSport Park is the guys that play actual cricket shots end up scoring most of the runs.
Matter of interest, if they're playing under lights on this venue, how much does this pitch change?
Well, history tells you that to bat second and chase. So it skids on at night. It's a beautiful pitch, beautiful outfield at night, and most teams have been successful chasing second at night. But like I say, day game, I don't think it'll change that much, but I would have batted first.
All right, so let's just tick some boxes. What about the pace in the surface?
Usually very consistent, usually very quick, nice bounce, good carry. A lot of bowlers fall into the trap of bowling a little bit shorter because the carry is so nice. We always used to say that slight foot fuller in Centurion and the Wanderers because of the bounce. That's what you'd usually try and do. But I can't see it swinging a lot and I can't see it nipping about. But end of the day, I was never the best on pitches. So let's see how it goes.
Righto, Chris, thanks so much for your views. Okay, so let's just now go and join Pommy Mbangwa. He's upstairs in the commentary box and he's going to go through the teams with us. Pommy, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Hayes. A look here at the Pretoria Capitals, first of all, and I'm going to go from the bottom up, actually, because Anrich Norkeer bowled thunderbolts the other day, and it is absolutely fantastic. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes as this one goes along. Rashid, wonderful bowler, young bowler, and Ethan Bosch. Parnell to hold it all together as an all-rounder, struck some beauties as well. Miguel Pretorius. You look at this team, some all-rounders, and then at the top of the order, destructive is Salt. Jackson get going, but Rousseau can also get going. De Bruyne and then Dadswell. A really nice, solid team. They'll hope playing at home that they can do particularly well. Now to the Sunrisers, Eastern Cape. Herschel Gibbs alongside. What do you see there as you look at this one, Hirsch?
Good afternoon, Pom. Good afternoon, everyone that's joined this telecast. Yeah, I think Pretoria Capitals would like to get even with keep on that advantage over the Sunrisers after winning quite easily down in Port Elizabeth the other day. But John Smith was amongst the runs. He'll be feeling very confident and want to carry on with that. So I think maybe want to get amongst the runs as well, having failed in that the previous game. But yeah, Magala I think was fantastic the other day. Stubbs got going. Unfortunately, the rate was just a little bit too much for them. But yeah, I think Adam Markram was he said at the toss that someone had just pulled up, but you don't know who it was. But yeah, I think they would want to just fire from the top again and get a good score, I think.
Yeah, they meet in double quick time. They played a couple of days ago. They're back here to play. Good crowd here, as was the case in Port Elizabeth, in Krepecha, I should say. Let's get back downstairs to Cass. What's it like out there, Cass?
Well, Pommy, I can tell you, yet another ground and yet another extravaganza. It's a carnival atmosphere here in Pretoria, and the fans have been streaming through the gates over 2 hours ago, so you can just get a sense that everyone is really raring to go. I'm alongside the legendary Sean Pollock, former South African captain. A little bit of whether should we bat or bowl here in a day game at SuperSport Park.
Yeah, they seemed a little bit undecided, didn't they? Both of them weren't overly convinced that one was going to give them an advantage. I just think with the sun that's been breaking down at all the venues that we've been at, it makes that surface so hot that the ball actually tends to grip And then once they roll it, it almost plays a little better. So I'm not surprised having a bowl first, particularly after their last performance, the Sunrisers Eastern Cape. They weren't at their best. Get themselves back in the field, know what they have to chase, and then play accordingly.
In a competition like this, away wins are so important. Just 48 hours ago, Capitals headed off to PE winning. How do you think the mood will be in the Eastern Cape team, knowing that a loss here, suddenly they're on the back foot?
Yeah, I don't think they'll read too much into it. I think they said they were nervous. It's almost like a one-day international series, isn't it? Because you play one team, you still play the next team, and then the next team. But I think what they'll be keen to do is that they'll be keen to get their disciplines a little bit better than they were. And the worry comes in these kind of tournaments if you start to lose 2 or 3 games. Once you start losing those, then you start feeling the pressure of having to get results, and that can influence the way you play. So they'll be wanting to bounce back. You can have a blips, that's just normal.
Yeah, a big win yesterday for Durban's Super Giants. They headed off to Newlands. So we're talking about these away wins, so crucial to be able to keep yourself in the game. And the action just keeps coming thick and fast, doesn't it? There's no time to just put your feet up, Polly.
Yeah, we know all about that because we're on to play and on to the next venue. So there ain't no time to relax and enjoy it. And I think it's sometimes good for teams when they have a bad loss, they forget about it quickly, move on to the next one. But sometimes when you've got a team that's going well, it's nice just to have a period to regroup, see what's on the go. I mean, the bonus points have also been a part to play. That's why the guys sit there with 2 points at 5 apiece for the MR Cape Town and the Paul Royals. And that's vitally important as well as this tournament goes on. We must say 4 of the 6 teams qualify, so you almost got to be more unlucky not to qualify than to qualify.
Yeah, Paul Royals, a lovely win for them yesterday over Joburg Super Kings. Well, the Betway Catch a Million, wow, Polly, everyone out there, what is the mood when you're standing out there waiting for that ball to come?
Yeah, well, I suppose you get to the ground, and then first off, you go to the Paul Royals game the other day, you go, and there was only 2 sixes hit. I didn't even get a chance to get my catches on the go. But we've had 2 guys enter the competition so far, good one-handers. I think people are being primed and ready, and they're making sure that they get into a spot where maybe the ball will come, mid-wicket, deep mid-on, will probably go more often than not. So they'll get themselves there. They obviously have to be over 18. They have to take it cleanly. I'm one of the judges at times, so
yeah, and you're very tough on them.
No deflections. Be tough on them. And if you've already got an account with Betway, then obviously you can double your money. So the second guy who took the catch actually has an account, so he's hoping it doesn't dwindle down and get too small a pot, so he can double whatever he gets.
QR code on your screen. You can scan the QR code for all the terms and conditions. Right, we'll take a short break and be back with you with more insights from Pretoria. The capital is buzzing.
If last year's taught us anything, it's that Murphy's Law is real. Whatever can go wrong, usually does. And Murphy has a hell of a sense of humor. Oh, come on! And we're back. Sometimes it feels like your car parts are designed to last exactly as long as your factory warranty, and not a moment longer. For a low monthly premium, you can get Dodge's extended car warranty. So if a part breaks or fails, we'll cover the cost of replacing it. It's that simple. Don't give Murphy the satisfaction. Make sure you have Dodge's extended warranty in place. Visit dodge.co.za today and quote online in under 3 minutes.
We're made of stars. And when a champion is needed, we shine. The UEFA Champions League. Every glittering moment. Enjoy football's greatest season live on SuperSport, football's greatest stadium on DSTV. It's Modern Art, Serie A, live and in HD. Only on SuperSport on DSTV.
Mom, your recipe says
another
2
day
tablespoons of salt. Okay, but just taste
together. How will we do?
I'm here.
Hey,
Clever girls.
forever in my heart. No matter what.
Our life cover pays out up to 10 million rand, ensuring your family is taken care of. So let's get living. Visit hollard.co.za to speak to an advisor. We'll do the rest.
Big names, big hits and big crowds. That's what the SA20 is all about. And it's been fantastic to see families turning out, Polly, and just being able to support the newest competition in South Africa. It almost feels like it's been around for a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to see how full all the stadiums have been. And then for the younger players, they often don't get to experience this kind of atmosphere. So it's also a good stepping stone for them to have the pressure of the crowd, everyone around, everyone watching to see what's going on. But it's hot, so I hope they've got lots of refreshments and lots of sun cream on, because we are baking here on this outfield.
We certainly are baking, and we've got an entire team around the ground giving us fantastic insights about just the atmosphere. One of the cool elements of our broadcast is being in the crowd. The commentators are in the crowd. Who's out there at the moment? Mike Hazeman. Hazy, what's the atmosphere like?
Hello, Kaz. Yeah, it's terrific at the moment. I mean, this is just nice and full here. It's nice. Seems to be quite a bit of liquid refreshment around the place as well, which is great. I've got Darren Sammy alongside me. Darren, how about this? This is quite special.
This is quality. I now understand what Thomas was saying all the time. This is much better place to be. You feel close to the fans. You hear what they're saying, who they're cheering for, and yeah, look, fans behind us having a nice burger over there.
Boerewors roll here, a couple of specialties, local specialties. You'll be getting to those a little bit later, Darren, as well, and a beverage or two. Why not?
I'm jealous of them. We need some of those drinks right here on the table.
Want to swap? No, we're good here, thanks, Cass. So we're going to have some fun here, that's for sure. This is going to be a terrific little spot for the entire game. What an important game this is, of course. It's a really important game for both teams. Sunrise has got to pump up.
Oh yes, you know, they've got an away victory now. They're coming at home. You know, it's full house. They got some great players in their lineup, and I'm pretty sure they're looking to start off this ball rolling here with a win in front of this full house.
Right, let's have a look at Phil Salt. You've seen him before. I mean, he was magnificent with his 70 of 40-odd balls the other night in the first game. This is the way to start a franchise
Look, he's
tournament.
been quality. What I love about him, he sets the inning up. Yeah, bowlers have to watch the line and length when they bowl to him. He's very aggressive, and he's looking to score at a rapid pace. You know, maybe because he was raised in Barbados, got a few words from the locals there, but he's been quality, and they will need him again to set the inning up when he's turned to bat. But he's having a great impact on this team. And from what I know, we're speaking to Chris Jordan and these guys, he's an excellent team man as well. Whatever is required of him, he will go out and do.
And as you know, as a former captain around the place for the franchise and coach now, of course, also, I mean, it's so important that you pick the right individuals with these franchises.
Yes, and I tell people, when you pick in a squad, pick the 11 first, and guys like Salt in your lineup always gives you that confidence. He could help out the captain on the field, and it's a great addition, and that's what's great about the SA20. The caliber of players that are playing here, it's good for viewing.
Okay, so there was a bit of discussion at the toss, actually. Aiden, the coach suddenly came diving in and let Aiden Markram know that there was an injury just before the toss got underway. So there's a very late change in that lineup. So let's just correct that team sheet so we know exactly what's going on with the Eastern Cape Sunrisers. And you'll see that the change there you go, Smuts to the top. So Eve's there.
Tom Abel out.
Ackerman's in. He's in. That's the change. Abel is out. So he's the man that is gone. Abel's a very good player, Abel, and someone is a very good striker of the ball. So that's going to be a blow for them.
Hazy, thanks very much. Yeah, that's a big blow because Tom Abel had a really powerful influence on the Sunrisers Eastern Cape chase. They didn't get close to it in the end, but you almost feel as though that is a big loss going into a crunch encounter, Polly.
Yeah, it is a huge loss because their top order, no one really found from form here. John Smuts, who played nicely, but he was the one guy who got some runs in that game, and he showed he was able to be able to perform in this competition, but he wasn't able to be on the park today. So we're going to have to see how Marcus Ackerman goes. It's an opportunity. You have to rely on your squad in these kind of tournaments because invariably there are guys who get injured. but it is a blow because he's the one guy who got some runs under the belt.
Aidan Markram said, we want to know what we're chasing. You got someone like John Smuts who said, yes, it was a good knock, but I think I ate up too many dot balls. Pacing the innings is so important, and on a ground like this, it just feels like a buffet of runs waiting to happen.
It does, and he's so experienced here on this ground, and invariably in the half-field, it's more difficult to defend than it is to chase down. So that's probably the thinking. Sometimes when you're in the coast, it can be a little bit challenging when it's under lights and at night time. But they got off to a bad start. They'll be looking to put that right. But this kind of ground, fast outfield, it's at altitude, so the ball absolutely flies. And the surface, as I say, it's going to be good the whole way through, and even with a roll at the half-time.
What have you made of all the death bowling? Because teams seem to control the innings well towards the last couple of overs. It tends to fall away a little bit.
Yeah, I think death bowling is something that you really get into as the tournament goes on. You can put as much practice out there as you want to, but the challenge is always to go and nail it under the pressure, and the pressure is not the same when you practice in the middle or in the nets before the tournament starts. The batters tend to settle into a tournament a little bit quicker, and the bowlers will start to dominate, start to get confidence at what they're trying to do, what their plans are going to be executed. So I wouldn't be overly concerned about it, but it is an area of stress for the bowlers because they know that is where it can go awry.
Yeah, we should see some good runs here at SuperSport Park today. And speaking about good runs, let's have a look at the leading run scorers. Wonderful to have some top names here, but as always, someone like Quinton de Kock, you just cannot keep him out of the game, Polly.
Yeah, he's in good touch. He played a wonderful innings there in Durban, and he's obviously played the 2 games, so that's why he might be top of the pops. Ferreira's also played the 2, 1 good knock, 1 not so bad. But it's interesting to see the names there. What you've got 2 South Africans and 3 foreigners at the top of the top 5. It'll be interesting to see how that goes on as the tournament goes. But it's the top 3 or 4 batsmen in your team that tend to dictate terms in this kind of competition. So the sooner you get those guys getting runs and in form, the better for your team's progress.
Most wickets in the competition. Ollie Stone, of course, leading the way. Pranel Bryan from the Durban Super Giants. But how good was Bjorn Fortuin yesterday?
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, he used those conditions to the full advantage. He understood what he has to do, and has really taken that role at the top of the order, like a duck to water. He's got confidence in doing it, and it doesn't matter who he comes up against. He's still got the belief that he can do the job. So interesting to see how he goes. Stone at the top, no surprise that he's bowled well in both games that we've watched.
Who has the upper hand today, Polly? Is it the home team, or can the Sunrisers pull something out?
I think Pretoria Capitals come in with confidence, having won the game and having first time in front of their home crowds. They'll be pumped and ready to go.
The Betway SA20 is an absolute hit in South Africa. It's sold out in the capital as the Pretoria Capitals host the Sunrisers Eastern Cape. The Sunrisers winning the toss, electing to field first. It's an absolutely glorious day on the Highveld. Enjoy the action, red hot action, coming to you live from SuperSport Park.
It's the new football season